The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign, trusted by over 500 NFL players for their winning smiles. And broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your host, Nicole Hutchison.
Wake up, Cowboys Nation. Welcome into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. I'm Nicole Hutchison alongside Brianna Aldridge, Christy Scales, Aisha Morrison. What's poppin'? What's up, ladies? I know we got a lot to talk about. Christy, you know what's funny? I said your name last week.
Uh-oh.
You did, like
in
you were
vain?
here.
What
Like you were
happened?
here.
What did I do this time?
No, it was because I was like, dang, I miss Christy. Let me get her into the introduction.
You definitely said your name.
She did. Oh, you mean you literally missed it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, your chair.
That's all right.
Your chair was there.
Yeah.
But you were not.
It's fine. I'm sorry. We just missed you. But now you're here.
There we go.
Talk about this Cowboys loss to the Chargers. It's their loss. Sorry, my bad. They've been winless, my bad, since 1990 at home against the Chargers. Final 34-17 in AT&T Stadium. And ladies, I think we can both all agree that it was kind of a tale of two halves. The offense efficient the first half, not so efficient in the second. Defense giving up a lot of big plays. It's just Justin Herbert game, pretty much all game. But just talk about, when you look at this big picture, you zoom out. What stood out to you the most in terms of this Cowboys? Let's start defense. Christy, what you got?
Yeah, just you get a stop. You limit them to a field goal, and then you get a stop in the second half, and then a back-breaking play with the Herbert run. Just that kind of took the air out of the balloon from a defensive standpoint, just as for the Cowboys offense, the failed 4th and 1. So a couple of really key plays in the second half. But I just feel like I'm the Bill Murray character in Groundhog Day. I don't know if you all feel like this, where the same thing is repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating, and we come week after week and basically say the same thing of not being able to play complementary football, right? Mm-hmm. The offense puts up some great numbers and puts up some great scores, but when you really need them to maintain a drive or something, don't come through. And then the defense's inability to get pressure on the quarterback to have, one sack in 3 games and then to not record a takeaway. It's just absolutely killer. I just feel like it's the same song, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth verse.
Yeah. Forcing Chargers not having to punt till you get to the third quarter. I mean, it's not a good day to be out there. I had more faith than what was put out on film, but honestly, I think you said it right on the nail, Chrissy. This is the same story all season. My little recap that I did for CBS last night is literally that. The theme is you have this great offense, and then you just have a defense where you don't know what you're going to get. You're just hoping that they can be serviceable, get a couple stops. I think a lot of these games that have been close at one point, if the defense could have just got 1 or 2 more stops, those are the wins that you need to not be out of the postseason going into Week 16. And that's the difference. A lot of people had a lot of jokes because the Matt Eberflus going to the coaching booth, and they're like, I see no difference, and I don't really disagree. I didn't see that have any difference. Kenny Clark was asked that exact question after the game, and he straight up said, as a player, there's no difference to us if he's up there, sideline. So there's that. It just got bad to worst. I think the biggest thing was the talk of how this O-line had so many different rotations all season, how they were down. I think Babe Loffenberg said something about them being like down to the depth chart of like backups of backups.
Oh, it was their 5th and 6th offensive tackles.
Yep.
5th and 6th offensive tackles.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so you can't use the injury excuse at all because just we get so myopic on the Cowboys that you don't look at what's happening to other teams in the league, particularly when it comes to offensive line, but literally their 5th and 6th offensive tackles.
Also led the league in sacks allowed.
Yeah.
And 1 in 3 games and none last night. The pressures. I mean, Justin Herbert just looked so comfortable. It was hard to. I just don't. and the DBs from the second level. It's a mess.
Yeah.
What you got? It's a mess.
It was. I mean, yeah. I think the word that comes to mind when I saw, the Cowboys offense get kind of shut out in the second half and just how things go was sustainability, and how we've been talking about all season that the offense essentially having to put up 30 a game isn't sustainable, and that's not, like Christy mentioned, it's not complimentary football in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like, I'm trying to keep myself from lasering in on the offense, whereas I do agree, like there was 1 or 3 in the red zone, penalties, time of possession. They almost had you about carry the 8 minutes.
Yeah, they had 2 8-minute drives.
That's a lot in football, But then I'm also on the other side of things where I'm like, offensively, there's things that they have to improve on. But then I'm also just like, man, a couple times in that game, they going for it on 4th down in some of these instances. Are they doing that? If you feel like your defense can come on with it, do you not feel the pressure? Do you feel the pressure in the same way to, do those things? So for me, I mean, I think you ladies said it. It's the same song, but just a different dance, I guess. But I don't understand why this is I understand why it's happening, but I'm also just like disappointed because I agree with you, Bree. I thought that it would be a closer matchup in some senses. The quarterback play was phenomenal for a lot of the game, but we sat here and looked at it all week. Cowboys decided to kind of rush contain Justin Herbert, trying to kind of keep him in that bowl, and he just rushed through the A and B gap, trust his mechanics, which he thought. I'm a fan, Christy.
I tried to tell you guys. I love Justin Herbert.
I am a fan
as a quarterback.
And he just navigated the pocket and made plays downfield, and it was just nothing Dallas could do about it. They weren't accountable for him and his legs and his ability to improvise, and he's gonna kill you every time. And so, like you ladies said, offensive line wasn't a good offensive line at that point, was injured, and Dallas couldn't take advantage of it. We've been saying that a lot this year. We've been walking away a lot this year.
Yeah.
Saying that.
That's fair. You had made a good point about this offense feeling the pressure. Dak was asked about it actually in the post-game press conference, and he said he told his guys, hey, like, they lead the league in time of possession. Every possession for us, every drive matters for us because of the fact that they're going to take off so much time off the clock. So when they obviously weren't efficient enough to do that, that kind of was that like nail in the coffin. But when you talk about this defense, here we go. Cowboys had been, of course, aggressive all season long. Shout out to Tommy Yarge for this number. They blitzed on 54.5% of Justin Herbert's dropbacks Sunday. Still no sacks. And, Aisha, also good point of he was just elusive, and there was nothing you can do about it. But do you feel like teams have already started to figure out this 5-man front as well? Because they were sending 5 guys at a time. And again, that offensive line that has given up the most sacks in the NFL had answers for it.
Well, the whole point of 5-man fronts is for you to get one-on-one.
Yeah.
And win them things.
Right. True. And
ain't nobody winning.
They also, the Chargers and some, true. The Chargers and some other teams are also been using extra linemen as well.
Yeah. Trevor Penning came in from New Orleans. We talked about him this week, is that they're going to use him in kind of that jumbo package as an extra tight end. And I thought that was efficient for them. Yeah. But, I mean, you missed Quentin Williams. You did. You missed him. You missed him and his double-team ability and guys getting attention from him and stuff. But if you can't win no one-on-ones, those 5-man fronts is whatever. They also used their aggression against them. Mm-hmm. They let Dallas's defensive line get upfield, and guess what? The quarterback was like, I'm just going to ease on past your brother.
Ease on down the road?
I'm just going to ease on past your brother. So, I mean, and we've seen that on the opposing teams. And so guys just didn't play sound. Guys didn't play. I hated how much the linebackers were like not in the thick of what was happening. It took them so much time sometimes to come from depth and try to help out. How did you feel, ladies, about what was happening?
Well, I tell you, they went back and changed the rotation at middle linebacker again, because we know that Logan Wilson had started the previous week, and so they went back and had Kenneth Murray start again, and then they didn't do the rotation. Logan Wilson did come in on the second series and such, but remember, after the trade was made, Murray would start, and then they would literally switch series by series, but Murray got more of it yesterday, so that was a change. And then you mentioned Quinnen Williams. I just want to say that I feel like I've said this probably 6 or 7 times this year. He was truly a game day decision. Him missing the game yesterday was not related to the concussion. Last week, he had cleared the protocol. It was the neck injury that sidelined him yesterday. And so that was a thing where up until a couple hours before kickoff, they were hopeful that he might be able to go, but ultimately he was not able.
Do you ladies have any, like, with the neck injury, are there any details regarding it? Is it like a stinger thing?
Yeah, I don't have that yet, but it'll be interesting to say. You know, it was a tough day yesterday in terms of Overshone leaving with a concussion.
Yes, ma'am.
Illinois left with a right knee injury. And, guess what? We got another Thursday game. We've got our 4th Thursday game of the year, of the season. So this is,
I just want to talk.
Yeah.
We were talking about that before the
top.
show. I was like, that injury list is going to be brutal.
In another short week. So, gosh, DeMarvion, I'm sorry, clearing a concussion protocol by Thursday. Flanoy with the knee, and that was the play on which the defender for the Chargers was penalized the 15 yards, and Flanoy didn't go back in the game after that. So, yes, it's going to be kind of a MASH unit, right, for the week and going into Thursday's game at the Commanders.
A lot of people missing. And I still feel the same as when this game started, and I still stand on people who are going to the New York game are going to see Joe Milton versus the Giants. I still feel the same. I know there was conversation like, Dak wants to play. I know he wants to play. He's a competitor. But I personally don't want to see it. And I was happy when he came out last night.
They didn't want to see it either. That's why Tyler Smith started.
But I mean,
you hear me?
I saw that from a mile away. So I'm assuming that tune will change, because what's the point of having him out there? And then, not that you're going out and taking or trying to lose games, but these guys are fighting for a spot. They're fighting for their jobs, and they're not going out there, half effort. They want the win. The Malik Davises of the world, the Rebels of the world, the Kalen Clarksons of the world, if he gets back healthy. Yeah. Health is a big one. Like, these men want to show that they can be the part of the foundation, if you will, because we know what the foundation of the offense is, and of course we know the key players that you would like to see here with contracts. But when it comes to the defense, my goodness, you
don't know who's gonna be what.
Do you blow it up?
It's only a few guys that I got. A lot of guys, to your point, Bree. There's a lot of gentlemen on 1-year deals. You got some young guys that are at the end of their contracts, their rookie contracts, which I think is a great point as well. A lot of your defensive line, some of those guys are on, short deals as well. So I think that's a good point, is that they want to be they want to leave some good memories on film.
Yeah, well, you're also, it's similar to the end of preseason where you may not be in the Cowboys' plans, but tape don't lie, and you're auditioning for 31 other teams.
Talk about it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I want to take our first break here, dive more into this offense a little bit. Up next, I know Tyler Smith, of course, starting in at left tackle because they're decimated at that position as well. So we'll take our first break here on Girls Talk Boys Talk and be right back with more.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Heck of a win, fellas.
Coach, the Cowboys beat us by 30 points.
No, I'm talking about my dog. He started eating fresh food from the farmer's dog and has lost 7 pounds.
Your senior dog with joint issues?
That's right, Steven. The pre-portioned meals of real meat and veggies help keep him lean, active, and feeling like a puppy again.
That's incredible. But what about the game?
The Cowboys smoked us. Hit the field, run some sprints.
Get 50% off your first box of the official pet food of the Dallas Cowboys, only at thefarmersdog.com/Cowboys.
How does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
Welcome back into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. Nicole Hutchison, Brianna Aldridge, Christy Scales, Aisha Morrison, and ladies, as promised, we got to talk Tyler Smith. I think we can all agree as well is that offensive line looked a little better in the first half specifically, aside from, of course, that touchdown by Flanoy negated by the false start from Tyler Smith. But it's okay. We're going to give him some grace because to be kicked out at left tackle, obviously you've been playing left guard. Granted, he has played left tackle in his career, but to be able to do that, in just 1 week span and have this offensive line, you see a much better run game, so to speak, in terms of their efficiency when needed. Talk about this offensive line. Where do you feel like they are right now, and was it good enough? Obviously, probably not because they lost. But what did y'all see from this offensive line yesterday against the Chargers?
Well, I know Tyler didn't agree with that holding call, but that was a tough one. That was a real big swing there in the first half because, every possession was a score in that first half other than the Cowboys getting it late in the first half, but all touchdowns except for when the Cowboys had to settle for the field goal because of that call on Tyler. But he did take all the reps last week at tackle, so I know it was a surprise for fans and most media, but he was taking the snaps at left tackle. And I think that, we're going to see him there the rest of the year, and it's an eye, frankly, towards the future.
Yeah, I mean,
that
was a
season.
surprise.
That
was a surprise from the press
Do they think it's going to be easier to find a guard? Maybe it is easier for an interior player, left tackle's premier position. Maybe they just like.
But I think Tyler
security
likes playing guard.
I think Tyler likes playing guard.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When you're coming up on your next contract,
I know.
who gets paid more?
That's what I was about to say. He getting paid
Tackles
like
and guards.
He getting paid like a guard right now. He getting paid like a guard right now. I know his agent sitting up here like,
where's the money?
right?
What y'all say? Y'all want to move him over there next year?
Please, math, not math.
Now the math is mathing. If they want to do that, but I've been very. I have been very critical of the back and forth with Tyler Smith. And I've been critical because I feel like in talking to players and learning the draft, learning the process, a left tackle is different than a guard. And I feel like as I've seen the draft this last 3-4 years, the versatility is something that I think has gotten a little out of hand as far as, this guard is amazing, but you know what? I'm going to take this tackle earlier because I think he can play guard. I think we saw a Cooper Beebe, who was probably one of the best guards, if not the best guard in his class, drop because teams are looking at tackles and saying, oh, he has some guard flex, I think. I'll just move him. So it kind of is undervaluing the actual guard position to me. So I've kind of just felt like with Tyler Smith, for the same reasons, talking to him personally in the locker room and things like that about having to switch, he's a team player. He's going to do it.
Sure.
But at one point in time, I was at a point to where I was like, hey, but what about his development? What about him getting comfortable at a position and being able to master that craft? I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of bothered about it. But at this point, if Dallas does feel like this left tackle thing has been in limbo for a while, if Dallas feels like him being at left tackle would take some worries off of them and maybe that it'll be easier to, put someone at the guard spot, then okay. I mean, I'm at a point to where I see the demand of it and how important it is being a premier position, your quarterback's older, all that stuff. I get it, and I'm willing to be okay with it for now.
I would just say what a rare quality it is to
It's
be able to do that.
amazing.
It's Larry Allen. It's Zach Martin. There was thoughts, kick Zach out to tackle, or do you keep him in at guard? But the other thing is, looking, and I do not want to spend the next couple weeks looking ahead to the draft. You got a whole off season to do that. But you need a cornerback. You need linebacker. You need defensive.
You need everything.
And so if you can help solve your tackle
Internally,
then you don't necessarily have to commit to that. It gives you more flexibility, I think, going into the draft if you can internally solve the tackle problem, if you decide that you're going to move on from a player or two that you have now.
And I feel like the coaches that you have to think about what their specialty is. So I trust this coaching staff to see whatever they're seeing, to feel like that's the change that needs to happen now. And then again, there are injuries, so it's like, is this because that is the best left tackle you got right now? Or again, is this a conversation that we're going to be having into Oxnard and looking at position? Because to your point, Aisha, you're talking about going from left guard to left tackle, but now you're talking about possibility. In my mind, how it would work is Tyler Guyton going to where he started, which would be
right tackle.
So, now I'm like, from your point, left guard, to be on the same side. We've had that conversation. How, okay, because you're on the same side, but what does that look like for Tyler Guyton now? You've been trying to groom him for this for the past 2 seasons. Granted, he's missed a lot of times, both seasons, going from training camp to preseason to the regular season. He's a guy who can't stay healthy, it seems like, and that is concerning. But also, what does that look like going to the right side? And now, even it was looming with the Jerry questions. It was looming with Schottenheimer, and I think this is going to be a very big topic when we get to Oxnard.
And I think in terms of the trust factor, and knowing, granted, you don't necessarily know where these players are when they come out of college. Some guys take a little bit more to develop. We've seen it with Tyler Smith. We saw it with, the defensive tackle position and Mozzie Smith. Things like that, you just never really know. And so already having it done like Christy Skills, a guy who has the footwork, the technique, and things like that for that position, I think it makes it a lot easier on them. But we haven't talked much about Dak Prescott, and I feel like he deserves a little bit of love because of the way that he has been playing. Yesterday, still playing at an elite level, different movement, of course, the offensive line, Cooper Beebe going out, having Brock Hoffman come in and play center, and you got TJ Bass playing the left guard position. Just talk about Dak and the way that, he has just continued to play at that elite level. Aisha, I'll start with you.
It was one of the most. The first half of that game was one of the most fun games I've seen this year.
Yes,
absolutely. We got to see some elite quarterback play. Maneuver in the pocket, making the right calls and checks. They made some big plays downfield, both of them. We got to see some really good quarterback play. I think that in the second half, we saw the Chargers come back down to earth and be themselves, be the defense that we had seen them be. And I felt like Dallas, struggled to adjust to some of the things that they were doing defensively, specifically what they were doing, bringing some of the blitzing from the edges at times, but also changing the pitcher. I felt like, I know, y'all don't get mad at me. Losing Ryan Flanoy was a big deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
I went back and watched this this morning. Losing Ryan Flanoy was a big deal because what he has been for this offense is, okay, you deciding you want to shade over there to CD or Pickens or whomever. Okay, you kind of got this safety, not necessarily, just kind of in that split space where if I throw this ball, he might be able to make a play on CD. Teams have been trying to figure out ways to kind of keep those guys contained. And I felt like Ryan Flanoy really kind of opens that up. He really, because he's reliable and he's another guy you have to worry about. Not only that, he has yak ability. He's difficult to tackle, sure-handed most of the time. Him going out really changed that offense because as of right now, I'm not sure that Dak has the same connection and trust with Kevontae Turpin as he has with Ryan Flanoy right now. And there are times on film where you see him, because Turpin is taking those reps now. You see him see Turpin, but he's not the big target. He's not the same. And I just felt like that kind of changed some of the offensive feel. Also, too, the not being able to sustain the drives on, having to go for it on those fourth downs and stuff like that. I didn't understand some of the, issues up front and stuff like that. I mean, the offensive line at times, Tyler Booker had some issues with Tart's power gave him some issues. TJ Bass had some issues. Dak was dealing with some interior pressure in that second half. So I feel like he navigated it the best way he could at that point. But I think you were limited to some degree, and I was hoping that Dallas could pull themselves out of that. But other than that, I think the quarterback's been awesome for the majority of the year. Didn't like the second half, but it was a lot going on. Yeah. How did y'all feel about what was going on? Why do y'all think that they weren't able to sustain drives?
Yeah, Harbaugh talked post-game about how they changed up some of the coverage and with the cover and rolling and things like that, the coverage. And so I think that had a big effect. And I think the interior pressure, to your point, Aisha, in the second half was a little better. But as to Dak's, from a Charger standpoint, making it more difficult for Dak. But to Nicole's original question of Dak, I mean, that's what makes me so disappointed, or maybe frustrated is a better word for this season, is that he's stayed healthy and is having a phenomenal season, and you freaking wasted it.
Yeah.
Bree been saying it all season. She had that attitude all season about it.
He's a great leader for this locker room. And he's always going to say the right things, but it's got to eat at him. Like, I'm taking all these hits, I'm doing all this extra stuff, and my defense can't get a stop when it needs to. And yeah, the second half, the offense, like, totally different. And you said it from the beginning. Jerry said it last night. First half, offense was elite. Defense showed up in the second half, but the offense kind of disappeared. And to your point, Aisha, Flanoy going out was a big deal because that's all the broadcast kept saying, like, oh, they got 2 on Pickens. Oh, it doesn't matter because there's, like, Dak sees it and he trusts him. And we saw that from the get-go, from the jump. But I think, like, just kind of looking at everything that was happening last night, the second half just seemed like, yes, they made him a little bit more uncomfortable. I feel like up front you could see that, but it was like also like the communication, like, where did it go?
Yeah, it was
that play. I don't even know what quarter it was, but I was like, what's going on? When Dak looked like he just threw it to the other team, and Turpin was so far, not even close to that ball. But you could tell
miscommunication on the deep route.
I was like, what's...
Christy was hot. I know Christy was hot. Why are you stopping running?
I was so confused.
Was you like, why are you stopping?
Yeah.
Oh, I know you was hot. Because that was 6.
And then the one in the end zone, that body type is not the target for that throw. I don't know. Just
there was a couple questions. The going for it with Lipke too. That was confusing me, and how they chose to do it
by the defense.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at the play. The play call made sense in that moment, but I'm also just like, Tart has been whooping this interior's A word today.
Like, to run to
again, somebody I wanted to know because he can play.
But would you have not put in a Javonte Williams, or would you have?
That baby needs to take a nap. That baby need a rest sometimes. That baby needs to get the oxygen thing on him. Shoot. He playing through his shoulder injury. He's playing through.
Yeah. And you have a fullback for a reason.
And what he did in pass protection, y'all, Javonte, like, I know that everyone's going to want to go draft a running back, which you should.
Keep him.
He tried.
What he has done in pass protection, y'all, there are so many backs in the league that are spectacular that cannot pass protect like this gentleman can.
And he's been playing hurt the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
He's coming. He's taken him, especially in the first half. Malik got a lot more activity than earlier in the game than I think, because Javonte would come over and he wasn't making a big deal out of it, but you can kind of see when he's coming to the side his arms, and he's flexing his hand and flexing his arm a little bit. I think that stinger from the previous week.
Yeah.
Now, is he going to show up on an injury list? And listen, it's the NFL. A lot of guys are playing hurt. But I'm so glad, Aisha, you mentioned the pass protection, because he's still out there. And he goes back out, and I'm like, oh, man, he's hurting. And then he picks up a a blitz and then releases into the flat. It's like,
That's another person I wouldn't mind not seeing on the field for the rest of the season.
Why not? Especially if you considering bringing him back. I mean, see what you got in. See what you got in Maffa. Ain't he in his 21?
Yeah, but Maffa was not ready this week.
He wasn't ready
physically.
this week?
Yeah, in terms of coming back
Tracking
from
that.
injury and stuff like that.
Do you think there's a possibility this week? Maybe?
Don't know. It might be, again, it's a short week.
Yeah.
So, and you're not going to have a real practice. So this schedule has been awful this year. Just because there was we had one padded practice in a 5-week period?
I remember that.
Yeah.
So, it's just, it affects your preparation, and it affects the ability to evaluate these players coming off IR and things like that when they can't even have what would be a normal Wednesday or Thursday practice, which is more intensive and physically and let me just say, even when it's a padded practice, there's still not contact. You don't tackle each other or hit each other once you get to the regular season in the NFL, but there's still more to it than what are basically some glorified walkthroughs when you have these short weeks, and we've had several of them this year.
And Dax a sicko. He said, I love Thursday
He loves
nights.
Thursday games.
He's like, I might be the only player in there who loves it.
I'm tired.
Now the positive is it puts a game like yesterday in your rear view window even quicker.
Yeah, you can get
right,
to it
so you
quicker,
can
I
look
guess.
ahead, that kind of thing, and get in the grind and the detail of the upcoming opponent. The one thing that's a little bit easier this week is it's a common opponent that the Commanders very well, so that helps with the preparation and the game planning. So that's the only, in my mind, good thing about this short week. Or maybe I'm just mad, frankly, about leaving Chris and Bree's doing this. We leave Christmas Eve, we miss Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with our families for a game that, when the schedule came out, Commanders and Cowboys, this could determine the NFC East. This looked like a stellar matchup coming into the season, right? And neither team is going to be
out there for a good
competing for the
time.
playoffs. So
We're just out there for a good time on prime
Food
time.
good out there at least?
I'm sick of you.
You can get a snack.
I don't think so either.
I don't get to eat on the sidelines. So I don't know.
You probably not missing nothing.
But no, I don't know that it's not like going to Baltimore where you're going to get a crab cake.
Oh, Lord.
We're going to take our second break here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk. We didn't get into Justin Herbert pretty much dicing up all levels of the Dallas defense.
Oh, you saved the best for last. Thanks a lot, Nicole.
My bad. I'm sorry. Just doing my job, It's all right. But no, we'll be right back with more Girls Talk, Boys Talk presented by Invisalign up next.
Heck of a win, fellas.
Coach, the Cowboys beat us by 30 points.
No, I'm talking about my dog. He started eating fresh food from the farmer's dog and has lost 7 pounds.
Your senior dog with joint issues?
That's right, Steven. The pre-portioned meals of real meat and veggies help keep him lean, active, and feeling like a puppy again.
That's incredible. But what about the game?
The Cowboys smoked us. Hit the field, run some sprints.
Get 50% off your first box of the official pet food of the Dallas Cowboys. Only at thefarmersdog.com/Cowboys.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for us. If the men in your life bleed blue and silver like we do, I've found the perfect way to elevate their game day rituals. Gillette just released their best razor in Cowboys colors, and it is everything a Cowboys fan could want. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor combines his Cowboys pride with Gillette's best shave. And with 50% longer lasting blades, it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's best shave is also available as heated.
Get in the game this holiday season with Dallas Cowboys youth football camps presented by Invisalign. Athletes ages 6 to 16 take the holiday hustle to football camps on December 23rd and 27th. Spend your holiday break learning from the best. Visit DallasCowboys.com/camps to learn more.
Welcome back into Girls Talk Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign. Nicole Hutchison, Brianna Aldridge, Christy Scales, Aisha Morrison, and ladies, the best for last.
Is it?
Thanks, Nicole.
No problem. No, Justin Herbert targeted Trayvon Diggs and Savon Rebel 12 times. Yesterday, he was 11 of 12 for 152 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions with a 158.3 passer rating.
Excuse me, what's the perfect passer rating in the NFL?
That.
Isn't it?
158 point.
Yeah. It's
Oh my
fine.
gosh.
Yeah. It's all right. They did put it in parentheses. I was just trying not to read the perfect part. All right. Yep. Well, no. I think we do need to give Savon Rebel some grace, though. Still coming off that injury. I feel like he's still a little feeling that knee a little bit. But Trayvon Diggs, I know that there was a lot of confidence in what he could bring to the secondary, even with Deron Bland out. But Christy, what did you notice from that secondary? And Justin Herbert?
Yeah, it was bad, but they didn't get help from any pass rush, really.
Yeah.
So let's just say there's a lot to spread around evenly, but yeah, it was bad. And frankly, I thought Trayvon in the locker room after the game didn't help himself with some of his answers. I was disappointed in that when he was asked about the McConkey touchdown, and he just kept repeating cover two several times. And it's like, dude, anyway, it was very disappointing. Kudos to the Chargers, and as I said, I love Justin Herbert, but yeah, that was not good.
Yeah,
it was bad.
I remember has a point, I promise, but I remember earlier in the season when the Cowboys were down so many points, and Isaiah had made a point about, I don't even remember what player it was, but they got, I don't know, like a 12-yard catch and was like hyped up, and Isaiah's like, why are they celebrating? Like, they're down this many points. I felt the same, and I think I tweeted to you guys, and it bothered me so much when Bridges got a stop, but he clearly wasn't. He lost the ball, turned his head in, and he celebrated like he just did something great. And I'm looking like, y'all haven't forced a punt yet. And I think that's what bothers me about the defense. They're not doing their job. For Chrissy's point, from up front, to your point, to second level linebackers, and then to Nicole's just stat about what was going on. You guys are not doing your job. So, like, I wish they had that, like not saying like they go out there moping, but I think there's a way to like carry yourself as an athlete when you're not meeting the serviceable, and you just got to get back in and stay focused. I feel like they don't stay focused enough. Like one play, I know you got to brush up. I don't know if this is making sense.
No, it makes sense.
I just feel
there's a
like
disconnect.
It's from I know from like a fan's point. And like we're live tweeting it, and like it's a lot of stuff coming. Like, why are they like celebrating right now? That wasn't. And then they give up something. They give up an explosive play right after. Like, that's my point. Like, it just doesn't feel like they're locked in. And then towards the end of the game, it just doesn't even look like they're bought into what they're trying to sell or what's being sold to them.
Well, I think it's clear that that's the case. I mean, because you can look at like what the play caller is calling, or like you'll see one guy. I'm like, okay, this kind of looks like cover two. Cover one. Zone on one side, man. You doing your own thing. Okay, cool. But in regard to Diggs, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Last week, when y'all was coming here talking about cover two and him needing to get the cover two concepts and stuff, I said, you talking about the same Diggs that went to Alabama? You talking about the same Diggs that was coached by Nick Saban? Don't know what cover two is? Now, you got to be playing with me. You talking about the same Diggs that played in the Dan Quinn defense that predominantly ran a cover 3 and cover 1, but at the same time, like, there were concepts of cover 2.
Did you hear the press conference in the locker room? She must not have.
Don't listen to it.
I ain't going to get hot.
Just don't.
He ain't about to make me mad. What I'm saying is he know good and well he's supposed to get his leverage, and he's supposed to sit in his hips as he sees that motion come by. He did not. He was late. He know he was late. That's why he's saying what he's saying.
I know.
And I'm sitting up here like, do y'all not, again, I think it's what Bree was saying, hey, the telephone is ringing and ain't nobody answering that thing. You hear me? Like, whatever is being communicated, they are clearly not getting. It was Savon, I feel like with him, he is often in position he has to get his head around, which I will say in regard to a lot of the DBs, Malik Hooker, some of these guys, we have seen their technique be better. We have seen their technique be, and this is when you start talking about the changes in coaching, and not about Eberflus. We're talking about the position coach. What is this position coach asking them for? Because we've been talking about it all season. Hey, what you getting all these people these cushion for? You know they're going to go quick game. They're going to quick game you to death. What is up with some of the technique stuff that's happening? Because we talk about that when we talk about offensive line and stuff like that, is that a new coach comes in and is like, I want them to do this. I want them to do that. And we see guys sometimes thrive, and then we see guys that we've seen do well not play as well because of differences in technique and stuff. Hey, these DBs, I know that some of them are a little bit older and all this stuff. Some of these guys you don't just forget how to get your head around and take the ball away. These are guys that have been on a defense that led the league in turnovers for 2 years. Pass rush be damned. Mm-hmm. Pass rush be damned. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of the mechanics and some of the technique stuff that they know and they have been doing for years, y'all all of a sudden don't know how to do. You telling me you in the National Football League and you saying that you don't understand cover 2 and your leverage? I don't understand that. I last week I didn't say nothing. I just let y'all say it or whatever, but it's clear that maybe I was right this week. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think when he's saying it ain't me. He's thinking he has help, right?
He think he's having help from the safety?
Yeah.
In that instance, on that wheel route?
Is that how you took it? Is that how you took it, Bree?
How did you take it?
I took it as...
Felt like he was being shady?
I thought so.
Nicole, how did you...
I thought he was being a little shady.
You were sitting in the... Yeah, you were...
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's what I took from that.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't want to say it's like... I don't know.
We should probably explain what a cover 2 is. It's that you have... You have the cornerbacks, then you have your 2 safeties who are deep, and cover 2 is kind of like an umbrella coverage. It means that you have 2 safeties who are back, each have half of the field.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, but what the offense is trying to do is get the safety to shade over, so you send someone on a route this way, and the safety has to decide, do I take this guy or do I take that guy? Mm-hmm. And Trayvon's guy was that guy, and... They didn't. Yeah. And so Trayvon, we'll get more of an explanation.
Yeah, sure we will.
But
there was an attempt.
Yeah.
Jane did a good job of trying to get some answers, I believe.
Justin Herbert was also tossing that thing. You heard me?
Absolutely.
Some of them balls was just real well placed. He was tossing that thing.
Credit the Chargers,
It was like who was on Johnson TCU
Johnston.
Yeah,
You talking about Quentin Johnson?
There was one that was just nasty.
The touchdown catch of Revel had great coverage.
Okay, I think
Revel,
that's the one I'm thinking of.
The left-handed, the one-handed left-handed.
Yep,
that was good coverage, and the guy made a play.
Yeah.
Now, and Revel at times, but Aisha's right. I mean, to her point, I agree. There's times where he's like right there, but maybe if you get your head back a little sooner or make a play on the ball, but sometimes he's been in position, but the other guys made the play and he hasn't. So you just don't want him to lose confidence and stuff.
That's what I'm scared of.
It's been a few weeks where it hasn't been, the results haven't been great, but gosh, so much promise. Love that kid. I think he's gonna have a wonderful career.
I agree.
But it's been a tough few weeks.
He's there.
I'm not gonna do
Other
that.
people are over here when the ball's being thrown, and he's there. So I think to your point,
he physically there, and you don't see him jogging behind the dang play.
Okay. Please. Before we go, which position group do you feel like had the biggest missed opportunity to prove something against the Chargers?
Oh, wow, that's a good one.
I got to go D-line because we talked about in the first segment, who were some of those offensive linemen I never heard of before.
Hey, some of them men going to be at high B.
And they couldn't do anything.
It's crazy.
and they don't got the answers when you ask them why you don't have anything. I know you got to watch film and stuff, and I'm like, buddy, he did whatever.
Yeah.
It might be because it's late in the year. What you got, Chrissy?
No, I agree. When you have the opponent's offensive tackles are depleted that far down, you should be able to take advantage of that, and they didn't.
Yeah.
I would say linebacker. I think Overshown goes out. Okay, well, what you got? I think Logan Wilson got an opportunity to get a little more snaps. What y'all doing? Nah, because the linebacker position, you have brought in you've allocated multiple resources to that, and none of it hit this year. I mean, nada. No, none of those guys have helped your second level. How does it happen?
Yeah. Sanborn still hurt on the cords.
Sanborn, you brought in Logan Wilson, you brought in Murray. These are 3 dudes that you are looking to kind of stabilize that room. So those young guys, Maris, Overshown, Shamar, who's just a nugget, who had a couple good plays yesterday. I think he is starting to read the run a little bit better, I will say. They don't get tackles. They're not getting. There ain't no but there's no buffer room.
Yeah.
For that room, and so I think that they had an opportunity with some of them having elevated snaps to do some things, but they all looked like getting from sideline to sideline was incredibly difficult. And man, I mean, teams attacking the edges on you has just killed you this year. Opposite of Clowney or is a Raku dependent on. And your second level has not played well. So for me, it would be linebacker. I thought they had a chance to step up, and they did not.
Yeah, I'm sticking with defensive line as well. I mean, this was an opportunity. Granted, you've gotten some good play from a Jadeveon Clowney, but you didn't get consistent pass rush. Your defensive tackles, Justin Herbert, of course, finding some open run lanes up the middle, attacking your edges with your running backs, but also up the middle as well. I think that there were a lot of issues in that area, something that the Cowboys, I feel like, should address maybe first, second, I don't know. Top of the draft, come
free agency.
April, free agency, I don't know.
Free
something.
agency.
Bring the veteran in here, I don't know, something, spend some money. We got to do something if you want to, because I don't even think, Dak has said yesterday that he feels like they have taken the next step. They've improved from last year, which granted offensively you have the pieces. Yeah. Absolutely. But I feel like, and granted defensively, I know we were talking about stopping the run, that improved. But like there's still some huge steps you got to take in order to take this team to that next level.
Oh, I 100% agree with the offensive side of things. I think foundationally you do got your pieces.
Yeah.
We've seen enough to see, like we said, baby, you've been putting up 30 and you ain't getting no turnovers, no good starting field position. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, this offense has essentially had to be clean and squeaky every single time they touch the ball. So to me, I agree that I think the foundation has been set. I do agree that Christy, that coach in his first year of play calling and also being a head coach, he's probably going to go back, figure out some things like some of his management stuff, figure out what's going on with the red zone. Why we can't run the ball down there?
The red zone.
Why you can't run the ball down there? What's going on? I don't like that. You know, some of his decision making, I think he will grow, which is a part of it, is that the coaches will evaluate themselves. But from a base level, this offense has a lot of room to continue to build variations and stuff off of it. So I'm cool. And you learn how to run the ball again. Because you couldn't last year. Mm-hmm. You couldn't last year. I think you did get better at run blocking, run concepts. Clayton Adams has been essential. I agree. I think that they took a step. Mm-hmm. Now, the defense looking so wild and crazy and the special teams being kind of mini, it will make you start looking at the offense like, now what y'all got going on over there, too? Mm-hmm. So I think we should go into the offseason feeling a little bit more confident about the offense and what they have and what they're able to build upon. And defensively, you got a lot of
work to do.
You got a lot of changes to make.
Yeah, a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. Talk about some stuff tomorrow. As Cowboys take on Washington on Christmas Day. Ladies, I know y'all got to travel.
Ooh, Jesus.
I hate that for y'all. I'm sorry.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, but it's all right. Safe travels to y'all. We're going to see y'all tomorrow.
Is it snowing? Is it going to be snowing?
I don't know. In Washington?
No, it's going to be like in the 40s. So,
that ain't bad.
yeah. And it's supposed to rain in the morning, but it'll clear out before the game. So
I do miss DC though.
Hey, DC, we're staying in DC instead of like out in Maryland, and
They
so
had
it's
some
going to
boonies
look real
last year.
pretty. It's going to look so pretty. So I love going to DC. It's just that I just wish it were more on the line. That something were on the line postseason wise in the game.
Well, go to my alum and say hi to my fellow.
Look at our Christmas.
Thank you, Annabelle.
Yes.
Thank you, Bree.
Thank you so much for our
That's
cuss.
Bree's mama, Annabelle. Thank you so much.
We absolutely love her. All right, that'll do it for today's episode of Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign. For Brianna Aldridge, Christy Scales, Aisha Morrison, I'm Nicole Hutchison. We'll be back here tomorrow morning.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?